Today, our mate and chef, Ben, will attempt to recreate a specific national dish from a randomly selected country. With no recipe or picture of what the final dish should actually look like, can he use the clues and ingredients in front of him to get as close to the desired result as possible? Bearing in mind, he's also got Barry, a normal, in there with him.
So that was a pointless spin of the wheel.
I mean, we knew it was going to land there, didn't we? But
I'm still not sure I know exactly where Oman is. Apart
in
from
the Middle East.
Middle East. There, okay.
Big coastal country, lots of seafaring.
I don't know anything about the country, but I feel like I know what it tastes like.
And we've been left to our own devices today.
Well, not completely. We've got clues.
Should we start with clue number one?
Cryptic clues.
Ah, I love this stuff. I've never made it.
What is it?
The dish you are cooking is called Omani halwa.
Omani halwa, okay, yeah.
Most importantly, it's considered to be Oman's national dish.
Right.
We can't possibly get it wrong.
We're making pudding.
Yeah, I mean, look how much sugar there is.
Yeah.
Soak your spices and make a caramel.
Spices?
Yeah. Rose water, not a spice, more of a floral thing. So steep our saffron with the cardamom, I guess.
So soak in one bowl, soaking those? Why would you soak cardamom?
Now, interestingly, we've got sugar, butter, corn flour, nuts, spices, rose water.
Yeah, not a lot.
I'd associate halwa with sesame.
I feel like by looking at the ingredients, I can work out what it's going to taste like, but not how it's going to feel.
Yeah, texture-wise,
Yeah.
kind of. Is it something you cut and chew? Is it
Melt in the
sloppy?
mouth?
Is it melty?
I
Is
don't
it
know.
bouncy?
So I guess that leaves me to make a caramel, right?
Yeah, although we should be careful. Yes,
Yeah, I
definitely
know. I'm
start.
going to be careful.
No, but more that we should know what the next instruction is before we get to caramel stage.
I'm never confident when making caramel. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There's no skill involved, it's just fate.
Cardamom is one of my favourite smells.
Oh, I'm in a spa.
In a spa?
Yeah, and then you want some soaking.
I mean, I think I'd normally do it with warm water, but hey, let's do a little bit of cold water. Odd use of the word soak. I would
It's
normally steep.
Steeping is to draw out the flavour. Soaking would be to get some of the water into the thing. I expect something to plump up.
Rehydrate.
Yeah.
The only other liquid on the table is rose water, which I wouldn't consider a spice.
What are you thinking, soaking the spice in rose water?
Never heard of that before, but
But the rose,
then I've never cooked
is
much
rose-
Omani food before, so...
Is rose water a syrup?
No, it's a water.
Just water.
Yeah, it's like a perfumery, really, isn't it?
Okay. Now the spa's got a lot cheaper, don't they?
No! Interesting, I always think of rose as like the epitome of romance
Yeah.
and love and a
Yes.
dozen roses, and yet cardamom is the queen of spice.
Ooh.
I feel like...
In harmony.
Yeah. Also, I'm just in real time thinking about what the comments are probably saying when I said we should put the spices in, like the cardamom and the saffron,
Yeah.
but leave the rose water to one side because that's floral. And
Yeah.
yet saffron
Is
also
a flower.
Is
It's-
the stamen of a
yeah.
crocus. And yet it's considered a spice. Any fragrant part of a plant. The bark, like with cinnamon,
What?
the seeds,
When
the
does some-
pods.
When does something become a herb and not a spice? Because mint is also a spice and a herb.
Technically, it's a great shout. Don't know.
Yes! Yes! Beating it!
If we are making a caramel, there's no full stop after caramel, which means at the point of caramel, we might have to move on to number 2.
Well, this is good because number 2 is add butter to caramel.
Oh, we can do that.
Then add starch mixture. Keep stirring.
Starch mixture, the only starch we've been given is corn flour, so I guess we make a slurry so we can add it as liquid form and it doesn't
Oh,
clump.
okay, gotcha.
So a slurry of starch and cube our butter.
This card came with some fun facts, Ebbers.
So much easier than having normal on the
I
side.
know. The
telling
word
you what it is.
halva comes from the Arabic word halv, which translates to the English word sweet.
So lots of different forms it doesn't have to have, as I associate,
Uh,
sesame paste.
Super popular during Eid al-Fitr, which is a festival which follows Ramadan. Shop shelves are packed with halva around this time. It's also popular during graduations, weddings, and other significant events.
I mean, this part of the world definitely has a sweet tooth. Like
Yeah.
dates
Oh.
have a real symbol of special times, and there's, you have date tastings. We've done them on the channel, where a date is not just a date, but like special dates are incredible. And with that sweet tooth comes lots of other confectionery. Like all confectionery, and I guess we have toffee and fudge and the likes of Werther's Originals. It's a sign of hospitality and given away as like a generosity gift, and when people welcome. That was on my first card. I just remembered it and then repeated it. But you just rattled off your facts. I was waiting for appropriate time.
Meant to be made in this, which is again challenging me what the final product's going to be.
And again, halwa, which we're putting a V in, despite the fact it's spelled with a W.
Yep.
I would always associate as setting and then cutting, and it's a little cube you have next to a coffee or similar. All that water you added is now
nearly gone.
Evaporating. We'll make our slurry.
I can't work out the science here, because I know what's going to happen when you add butter to caramel.
Yep, you end up with toffee.
But then the corn flour, are we making honeycomb?
Not honeycomb. No.
I know.
That's bicarb you put in.
I know.
And
I just knew that would annoy
airs.
you.
Airs? You get air.
Yeah, fudgy, and then the flour's going to make it
chewy and bouncy.
Chewy, yeah.
All I can associate corn flour to is Turkish Delight, which has that wonderful bounce. How much did you know about Oman before we span the wheel and it fortunately landed on that one?
My knowledge of the Middle East is incredibly poor, and it's something I need to improve on. So I know nothing about Oman. You?
So I know about the sort of the English influence, Portuguese, the seafaring bit. I don't know much about the food culture, but what caught my eye was the capital city. Muscat.
Muscat.
Like the grape.
Oh, wine. You say wine based?
Yeah, you only need to go a bit north and you end up in Shiraz.
My mind's been blown. What?
I know the history of wine more than I do the history of Omani cuisine.
Well, that makes a lot of sense in terms of the part of the world where you can grow incredible grapes. That makes a lot of sense. But I wouldn't associate it with wine.
Well, not now, because alcohol is less a part of their cuisine and culture. And yet the word alcohol is Arabic. Right, caramel's nearly done. Nice dark colour. Starting to get that smell of the smoke coming off. And at this point, butter in.
Add butter caramel, then add starch mixture. Do we let it melt first?
I think so. Give the pan a swill.
Woohoo! That looks angry.
Then the slurry goes in and it says keep stirring.
This is going to cook so quickly.
Yeah, a slow stream. Baz,
yes, hello.
Can you read the next envelope?
Oh crap. Pistachios, keep stirring! Another exclamation mark! Decant into container, garnish and serve.
Baz, I've spent all that time soaking, grinding cardamom.
It doesn't say it, just do it. Just do it, just do it.
Cardamom, rose, pistachio, caramel, butter. It's kind of toffee.
I still know exactly how that's going to taste, but I still have no idea how it's going to feel.
I'm not going to put it on my tongue yet.
No. Right, straight into here and let it set.
Well, there we go.
You reckon that's going to set into what, though? A brittle? Really thick brittle?
I don't know. But I think, hang on, now we can piece back to what we learned. National dessert.
Yep.
A sign of hospitality, symbolises generosity and warmth, often served with kava.
Oh, and if you haven't worked it out yet, kava is the word for coffee. Coffee, a sweet treat with a coffee.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Which is actually what we guessed at the start with halwa and Turkish Delight and that nice little sweet treat or little date.
An Omani chef, Al Habsi, says that cookbook recipes aren't enough to produce one-of-a-kind Omani halwa, and that you have to know techniques and blend ingredients with care. So it's about practice, it's about knowing it, it's about feeling it.
No pressure, Baz, but now we've done it. It's a centuries-old creation and symbolises the legendary hospitality of the Sultan. It says garnish and serve, and you know when you see, and I'm thinking back to sesame halwa, granted, but the nuts are arranged like perfectly. Should we just do a whole nut ring?
Pretty sure the answer's going to be here.
Well, let's commit anyway.
Let's blag it.
Yeah, see, this is a symbol of hospitality, generosity, if someone has taken the effort to present their nuts to you in this way. I've quite enjoyed this. I got no idea if it's right, because we panicked through those envelopes a little bit too quickly.
The recipe was really simple, but you had to move fast.
Well, as soon as it started to go caramel,
Yeah.
it's lucky we had our slurry and our butter cubed. Lovely. A centuries old, now considered national dessert, the Omani halwa.
Beautiful.
Who knows?
Beautiful, but did we do it right?
Hang on.
Ours looks very luxurious.
Sticky, but it looks like you can cut
Yeah,
it.
you're right. It's fudgy. You went a bit too much on the topping,
I'm here to impress the
but
sultan.
that's fine. That's fine.
Fruit nut, innit?
Doesn't feel like we're a million miles off, but it's all going to depend on how it cuts, because these are fudgy. Ours is not yet.
You know when you get in a hot bath?
Like, we're just talking about nuts, and now you're talking about baths.
Well, they've kind of floated to the top, haven't they?
Oh,
Which they didn't do here. In this one, it hasn't necessarily floated to the top.
Also, these have been chopped up and mixed within. We've left them whole. I like the look of that.
I like it. Let's get some sexies. I mean, it's going to be chewy and sticky and nutty, right?
We might not have left it long enough, but oh my gosh, that's more gooey than I was expecting. That's never going to go solid, is it? This is meant to be a gooey dessert.
Yeah, but
wow.
you wanted a goo pot.
Yeah.
Right, wow.
Oh,
Cheers.
this is not what I was expecting. Oh, that is sensational.
I mean, that does everything you want and expect it to do. It's incredibly sweet, but buttery. Balanced with bitter coffee.
But
Man, that's good.
the saffron and the rose water make something quite filthy, quite sophisticated.
Yeah, the spicing is delicious. And while I was waiting for my coffee to brew, it reminds me of Indian halwa, which is made with carrot, butter, sugar, cardamom and nuts. And it's basically got carrot in place of cornstarch to give it its body. Which, you know what, it's quite nice actually just exploring on our own without distractions from the side.
That was about, and the thing is, this next one, almost as pointless spinning as the last.
It's Qatar. We're doing Qatar next and we need your help. It's a Q, it's next in the alphabet, there is only one country. Comment down below, what should we cook from Qatar?
I'm no expert in alphabets. But Q isn't after O.
Why was I told to do Q?
I don't know.
It's P, we'll get the wheel.
I'm back up, 2-2. 2-2.
Turns out there's more P's than Q's.
Phew.
We should have watched ours.
Yeah, done.
Right, there's a few spin agains, but we'll see how long it takes to get not one of those. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want?
Go.
How about Papua New Guinea?
Oh.
Well, there we go. As always, we need your help, your suggestions for dishes and influences. Comment down below.